you were never told who to hate? What if you were never told who was better, who was worse, who was dangerous, who was successful, who was beneath you? What if nobody handed you a script and told you this is how you're supposed to see the world? Because here's the truth. Most people are not seeing reality. Most people are seeing their programming. Imagine a child growing up with no labels forced into their mind. No one telling them, those people are like this. No one telling them, people from that place act like that. No one telling them, that kind of person is bad. No one telling them, this is what success looks like. No one telling them, this is what beauty looks like. No one telling them, this is what power looks like. That child would not walk into the world with prejudice, because prejudice requires a prejudgment, and prejudgment requires programming. Without the programming, you would meet life as it is. You would meet people where they are, not where your family told you they were, not where society told you they were, not where the internet told you they were, not where your trauma told you they were. You would look at each person and actually see them, see their energy, their behavior, their words, their actions, their presence, not the label someone else placed on them before they ever opened their mouths. No, that's a free mind. That's a mind that can observe without instantly categorizing. That's a mind that can feel without instantly defending. That's a mind that can listen without instantly preparing an argument. But most people can't do that. Most people can't do that because their mind is not silent. Their mind is crowded. From the moment you are born, the world starts handing you files. This group means danger. That group means status. This job means success. That neighborhood means failure. This accent means intelligence. That clothing means poverty. This political side means good. That political side means evil. This religion, that race, this gender, that class, this city, that country. File after file after file after file. And by the time you're old enough to think for yourself, you're not thinking for yourself. You're opening files. You're running programs. You're reacting to symbols. That's why two people can look at the same person and see two completely different realities. One sees a human being, the other sees a stereotype. One sees potential, the other sees a threat. One sees a conversation, the other sees a category. That's not vision. That's programming. You see, the ego loves labels. Oh boy, does it love labels. Because labels make the world easy. The ego doesn't want to sit with mystery. No. The ego doesn't want to admit, I don't know this person yet. The ego wants a shortcut. The ego wants control. It wants to say, I already know what this is. I already know who you are. I already know what you believe. I already know what kind of person you must be. That's not wisdom. That's fear wearing glasses. That's insecurity pretending to be intelligence. Because a truly conscious person does not need to reduce another human being into a category just to feel safe. They can observe. They can wait. They can discern. They can say, let me see who you actually are. That's power. But here's the thing. If your mind becomes clear, you may be isolated. Not because something is wrong with you, no. But because most of society is built on shared programming, hive mind. People bond over shared labels, shared enemies, shared assumptions, shared fears, shared opinions they never actually examined. So when you stop participating in that, people feel uncomfortable around you because you don't react when they expect you to react. You don't hate who they expect you to hate. You don't worship who they expect you to worship. You don't laugh at what they expect you to laugh at. You don't automatically agree with the hive, with the tribe. And to program people, a free mind looks dangerous because you can't be easily controlled. You know, there's a strange loneliness that comes with seeing clearly, because once you stop judging people through inherited beliefs, you realize how many people are not actually relating to each other. They're relating to projections. They're not meeting the person in front of them. They're meeting a story in their head. They're not responding to what actually happened. They're responding to what they were taught it means. And when you can see that, hopefully you won't unsee it. You start noticing how fast people categorize, how fast people attack, dismiss, assume, how fast they can turn a living human being into an idea. And you start thinking, man, do people even see each other anymore? Or are we all just kind of walking around fighting ghosts that were placed inside of our minds? A free mind does not mean a naive mind. It doesn't mean that you ignore patterns. It doesn't mean that you let people harm you. It doesn't mean that you pretend everyone has good intentions. No. Discernment is necessary. But discernment comes from observation. Prejudice comes from programming. Discernment says, I watched your actions and now I understand your character. Prejudice says, I was told what you are before I ever met you. There's a big difference. One is wisdom. The other is mental imprisonment. And a lot of people confuse the two because their ego does not want to admit it has been trained. So, the real work is not just becoming open-minded. That's too soft. Too soft. The real work is becoming unprogrammed. The real work is asking yourself, who taught me to see people like this? Who taught me to fear this? Who taught me to worship that? Who taught me that this type of lifestyle means success? Who taught me that appearance means value? Who taught me that this kind of person is beneath me? Who benefits from me seeing the world in this way? Because once you start asking those questions, the program starts glitching. The inherited mind starts cracking. And the real you starts coming forward. Not the social mask, not the family script, not the cultural identity, not the ego defense system. You. The awareness behind it all. A free mind does not see people through labels. It sees behavior. It sees energy. It sees truth. It allows people to reveal themselves. That's rare. That's powerful. And yes, that can be lonely because the more unprogrammed you become, the harder it is to belong to a programmed world. But maybe that's the point. Maybe freedom was never about fitting in. Maybe freedom was about finally seeing clearly, even if you have to stand apart. This is a Wolf Uncaged, and the cage was never just around you. The cage was inside the way you were taught to see. If you found something in this video that sparked a thought, shifted your perspective, or just made you feel more grounded, consider showing some love by buying me a coffee. It helps fuel the channel, keeps the uploads coming, and lets me know that the content matters to you. The link's right below in the description or on my channel banner. No pressure, just appreciation if you're moved to support. And as always, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. I am Tony Victory, a Wolf Uncaged. Thank you. Peace.